Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I am using The Gilded Tarot by Cyril Marchetti. There is a companion book by Barbara Moore, even though I don't use it. If anybody's a fan of Barbara Moore, this is one of her things. The guidebook is anyway. If you want to search out other stuff by Barbara Moore, feel free. Website on the bottom of the box here is llewellyn.com. It is a 2004 publication, at least this print was. I believe the updated version of the website is usgamesinc.com. Feel free to search out whatever you need to. If you search Cyril Marchetti plus the name of the deck, you should find a bunch of stuff anyway, I'm thinking, if you want to. Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. I got in the back here, heyhouseradio.com. If you want to freeze frame and check that out, feel free. If you take out radio, I believe that brings you to the main website. But of course, if you search Sandra Ann Taylor and Energy Oracle Cards, you should easily find stuff for Sandra. Okay. Cool, great, good. Oh, what do we have for Aries? Oh, wait. What do we have? What is it? What's going on? Somebody needs to change direction. Somebody's going to get stuck. I honestly think it's hard for you to see it happening. Because I get the Ten of Wands for you. This isn't a bad card, in my opinion. It's very similar to the Ten of Swords. The difference is you go through all this ridiculousness, but then you end up with success. The difference between the two, in my opinion, is very hard, very difficult. But when you have the Ten of Wands, you get to the other side, and it was worth it. The version of the Ten of Swords, you get to the other side, and it just went to ruin. So it's like I struggled for all that for nothing. That's the Ten of Swords, in my opinion. That's how I read it, anyway. Usually. Not always, but usually. This is going to work out. This is going to work out. Somebody needs to change how they're handling things. This reminds me of an Aries I used to know, and it reminds me of their children. And one of their children was really very animate on making a bad choice. So the way they had to finally fix it was kind of like let them screw things up. And they didn't really like doing that, but they were kind of at their wits' end. Things were not going right. Every time they tried to fix it, it just wasn't fixing it, and it just seemed to get worse. So they're like, all right, I'm going to let you pick that up on your own. And, well, it's been a while, so I'm hoping that went well. I don't know, because I don't talk to that person anymore, which is okay. You do very much care about this person, that's the thing. But I feel like you easily identify the way you live life, the way they live life, totally different. I would say that you might even arguably say, maybe, if they lived life the way you live life, the situation would be completely different. Completely different. So that's another thing, kind of like the way you live life, the way they live life. You can't really tell them how to fix it because the way they live life, you can't just do it in a minute. You have to change the whole way you live life to fix it. I don't know. It's just the way you do it and the way they do it is too different. You know that you can't fix it. The way you would fix it is totally different because you don't live life that way. It's kind of like, I don't know. I can't seem to do it. It's kind of like if you're going to equate it to food, it's kind of like if you don't eat broccoli and all they eat is like vegetables. You're just like, well, I don't eat just vegetables, so I don't live life that way, so I can't tell you how to do this differently because when I put things in stuff, I use dairy, meat, and all this other stuff that you don't use. So it's just not going to work out the same. It feels like that to me. It's very weird. But it's kind of like they have to find their own answer. It bothers you. It really does. Because there's like, I feel like I'm watching it, and I'm not really sure it's going to get better. And I don't feel like there's anything I can do about it. Wow, this is just wonderful, isn't it? And you get the caring connections. Okay, what is the point here? How is this supposed to go better for Aries? Like, this is Well, okay, we got something good over here, so it's going to get better, but I'm like, you know? The wheel is coming forward with the Eight of Swords. They're going to make a better decision. Don't get involved with it. I think that's the whole point of this reading. Don't get involved with it, because they're saying this won't work. You're a fire sign. Aries is a fire sign. The Knight of Fire serves a purpose in the right place. It can be a great thing. Not this time. Not this time. Let them fix it themselves. Let them do the whole thing themselves. I feel like I had another sign that was like this too. I don't remember which one. But like, let them fix the whole thing themselves. Let them do that. It's fine. You get more durable results. I was going to say responses, but no, I think it's results. More durable results by not touching it. Whatever they do to fix it will work. And they'll own it, and they'll be responsible for it if they do it all on their own. They have to change direction. It's ironic, because they see these two as equal. It's almost, to me, it almost feels like the same card, even though it's clearly not. One's the king and one's the queen. They have to change how they're viewing things. And they have to reconstitute and realize things aren't quite what they wanted them to be, and things aren't going to work out the way they thought they were. They have to change direction and then start rebuilding in a different way. A lot of times the Seven of Pentacles talks about, something isn't ready. But I feel like the way it's working isn't working. So they have to change total direction and start rebuilding. So if you're rebuilding, I guess it wouldn't be ready, right? That's how I'm viewing it. But they have to hit this block. They have to hit this block, realizing that the way they're going is going to lead them to a fruit that they don't want. It's kind of like, I don't know if pomegranates grow on trees, but I'm going to use pomegranate as an example. The taste is good, but the whole little seed thing, maybe I just don't know how to eat a pomegranate correctly. That could be it. But I'm like, it seems very frustrating because there's a lot of seeds, and I get that, but maybe I just don't know how to eat it correctly. But it's kind of like they're going to end up with a fruit they don't really want. Or like people who don't like bananas. I like bananas, but people who don't like bananas, it's like growing and growing and growing this fruit tree and then realizing it's bananas, and they don't like bananas. And they have to realize that on their own. They're going to get blocked. Kind of like, there's so many things you can do with bananas, and I don't want to do even one, is kind of how I feel them coming to it. Because there's people who don't like bananas, right? Or maybe it's a lemon tree or whatever. You know what I'm saying. Or, God forbid, it's like, God forbid, whoever. It's an oak tree. Is it oak tree have nuts, right? Or walnut tree, that's what I'm thinking. Maple tree, they have walnuts, right? You know what I mean. They're growing something they're not going to use or could be allergic to. That's the point. I think we can let the analogy go, right? They're coming to it on in their own terms. When I see this card, it makes me feel like it's a very important lesson. It does feel like it's a very painful lesson, just to be fair. It really does. But this is going to create great spiritual growth. Where you have great spiritual growth, it's really quite difficult usually. Great spiritual growth, I can't think of an example where it comes easy, just to be fair. So they're going to have to take action. They're going to realize where they're going doesn't make sense. Earth does not like investing their time in something that they can't they can't feel at least partially guaranteed on a good result. And I feel like the way they're changing things, the way they're redoing things, they don't feel guaranteed that things are going to succeed, which is really, really hard for them. Whoever this is, doesn't have to mean this person's an earth sign. They don't have to be an earth sign. But it kind of feels like they're having a hard time making this change because they don't believe that they can guarantee the results will be good. It's very hard for them, but they have to do something differently. The way they currently are going is leading them to a spot that they don't want to be in, so they have to make a change. They have to take that action. There's a lot of stress they're going to have because of it, because they don't know that what they're doing is really going to work out in their favor. I do feel like it will. At the very least, they're going to learn something that they need to learn that's going to serve them down the road. Maybe you've already told them something and they should have made a different decision, and maybe you don't know if this is really going to work out in their favor. Is this going to work out in their favor? Can we get... Let's see. Is this going to work out in their favor, like in a tangible way? The Star card The Ten of Pentacles. Yes, it will actually. It will. It will very much work out that way. But the Ten of Pentacles to me tells me it's a long... Ten of Pentacles is a long road, in my opinion. You don't get that quickly. That's like a mortgage type feel. It's kind of like you end up owning the house, but it takes years to get there. But when it's yours, hey, everything's great, everything's cool, right? When you get there. There's like... What is this for you? You got a good outcome for you, but what exactly is this? How does this add in? Because there's the door to healing and happiness going on here, the Queen of Swords, the Wheel coming in. I feel like you're very honest with this person. Aries is usually very honest anyway, but the reason I'm saying that is because you don't waste your breath on people you don't think aren't worth it. So it's kind of like, can Aries be very honest? Yes. Will Aries just be very honest to somebody they really don't want to be? I don't know how. I don't want to say it brutally, but like if you don't give a crap about them, you're not going to bother. That's the point. I don't know why I'm sugarcoating it. What's the point? I feel like you're also going to tell them, hey, life does this once in a while. You just get stuck. And you get yourself out of being stuck. You deal with the best with what you have in front of you. You need to make a decision. The sooner you accept that you need to make a different decision, the better life is going to be. I feel like you're going to just be honest with this person, but you're going to see that, again, the way you live life, the way they live life, there's only so much advice you can give them, whatever you want to say here. That might be where the brutality, I don't think it's brutal. I don't want to say brutality. I don't think that was the right word to use there, but that's what I did. I feel like you're going to tell this person, I can't really guide you because the way you live life, you make these decisions and you just hold so strongly to them. And your Aries is more fluid. When it's not working, you go a different direction. You're not going to suffer it if it's going to fail. This other energy does feel like it will go as far as it can go. It's hard for them to change direction, whoever this is. And I feel like you're going to tell this person, I would love to be able to help you, but my advice won't help you because you are so different from me. And I feel like you're going to kind of detach a little bit, and you're going to let this person know, hey, I'd love to help you, but we do things so differently. There's only so much I can do. We live life differently. You roll with the punches differently than they do. It's going to work out for them. They have to do it their way, though. Maybe that's the stress with this relationship. Whoever this is, however this connects, they have to do certain things their way. You have to do certain things your way. You have to do them on your own. Each of you has to do them your own way on your own because they're too different from you. And you can coexist well that way, but they're in control of what they do. You're in control of what you do. You get along where you can. Maybe that's the point of this. Are we good? All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below the same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.